having the same marks, right, you may lose a government seat just because you are not aware of this criteria. Okay, that is very, very, very important. So good evening everybody, Dr. Aman here from Dentacme, and this video is very, very, very important for all the students who are preparing for this coming NEET exam on 18th of March and afterwards also, because this is the criteria which NEET follows, NBE follows for all the NEET exams, at least till date. Okay, so the criteria is, the word is tiebreaker criteria. You can find this column in your prospectus or information bulletin at page number 70. Okay, so this information bulletin mentions this criteria, and this criteria is very, very important. So to understand the importance of this criteria, if you have same mark, I'm sure you will understand this among 23, 24, 25,000 students who are preparing for NEET MDS exam. Okay, so there will be at least on an average, right, from rank let's say 100 to 900, on an average per mark there will be at least 20 to 30 students minimum, I am saying. Okay, as we move little more behind, as we move towards 700, 800 rank, those students will increase in number per mark. Okay, so it will be around 50 students per mark. So having the same marks, right, you may lose a government seat just because you are not aware of this criteria. Okay, that is very, very, very important. Okay. So without wasting much time, let's just decode this tiebreaker criteria and get the proper understanding and what you need to do. The first criteria which is mentioned there is the candidate having lesser number of incorrect responses in the overall paper will be placed at better merit. So basically the student who has least number of wrong answers in whole paper, part A and part B as such, the student with lesser negatives will be placed higher among all those students who have similar marks. But with this, I'll advise it's not that you need to answer less, attempt less. Your attempt has to be high. In that high attempt, your negatives should be low. That is the whole thing which will get you a top rank. Okay, so with this criteria, do not start thinking that I need to attempt less in exam so that I get less negative and get this criteria covered. If you attempt less, anyways, you will be high chances out of the competition. So keep your attempt high. How much, how it is, you can get connected with the mentors. We'll discuss in other videos also, that is for sure. Okay, that is the first criteria. So your negatives, overall negatives in the exam has to be minimal. So less number of negatives places you higher than the others, even if you have same number of marks as compared to other students. That is the first criteria. So first crux of first criteria is less negatives. The second criteria is very interesting. Second criteria, they say candidate obtaining higher score in part B of the question paper will be placed at a better merit. Okay, so the one who is getting higher marks in part B, I'm sure we all know that NEET MDS has part A and part B. So part A has 100 questions, part B has 140 clinical questions, right? So that is the division in NEET exam. So students having let's say same marks, ultimately same marks in exam, the ones who have higher marks in part B will be placed above the others. Okay, so part B marks should be higher. That is the crux. So first criteria, right? So less negatives. That is one. If let's say the negatives also matches, right? So among few students there is confusion or there is a problem that their negatives are also same. Then second criteria is who has higher marks in part B. So that is tiebreaker's second criteria. Then comes the third criteria. There are total 4 criteria. This is the third criteria. And third criteria says any student having lesser number of wrong responses in part B. Okay, so let's say your first criteria is same among 2-3 students, that is you got similar negatives overall in the exam. Second criteria is also same, that your right answers, right, you got higher score, a similar score in part B. Okay, then comes the third criteria. Third criteria is who got the lesser negatives in part B as such. That is the third criteria. Okay, so that is again in relation to part B. So that is where the focus is. Okay, so that is third criteria. So make sure you attempt exam in such a way that you get less negatives and more correct answers in part B as such. Okay, that is again very important. And then comes the last criteria, that is the fourth criteria, and that is not in anybody's hands, right? It's the students who are older in age will be preferred over others, okay, in the merit list, having similar marks. Okay, that is the fourth criteria. That is not in your hands, that you cannot control, but at least first three criterias are in your hands. You can control that. You can be having same marks, still can be above other 49, 39, 29 students. Any one of these criteria can make a difference between a GDC and a non-GDC. Okay, so that is an advice to all of you. Do go through this criteria on page number 70 of your information bulletin. Understand this, learn how to apply this criteria in your exam attempt so that you can score better, or you can at least get ahead of others with similar marks. Okay, so best wishes everybody. So I'll see you in another video, the second video, just a part of it you can say, and that part will explain which exam part you should be attempting first, part A or part B. That's just a suggestion or advice. It may suit you, may not you, at least it is worth listening, that is I'm quite sure. Okay, so thank you so much and keep studying hard. Take care.